And joining us now for more is the former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Bill Taylor. Thank you so much, as always, for your time, Ambassador. We'll get to President Biden's high-stakes meeting with NATO today in a moment. But first, I'd like to just get a reality check here on where things stand currently from your viewpoint as someone who once lived in Ukraine for several years. We're now at the one-month mark into a war that many thought would be over in a matter of days. From your perspective, is Ukraine currently winning the war against Russia?
Lindsay, Ukraine is clearly not losing, and that's what they have to do. We know the Russians have overwhelming superiority in numbers. They have overwhelming superiority in equipment. But what they don't have, Lindsay, is the will to defend, the will to fight. The Ukrainians have that. The Ukrainians know what they are doing. They know why they're there. They know why they're fighting. And they're fighting for their own freedom, their own independence. They're fighting for their nation, for the actual right to be. I mean, you just showed Mariupol. That's the future if Russia takes over. That's the future for Ukraine if Russia takes over that country. And the Ukrainians know it. And the Ukrainians are going to continue to fight. And the Ukrainian military is going to continue to fight, as it's done heroically up until now. And it will continue to do that. But the Ukrainian people will not give up on their nation. They've got a nation. They've been independent for 30 years. They've been a people for longer than the Russians have been a people. So they are proud of themselves, and they're proud of what they're doing, and they're going to fight hard, and they're not going to give up. And so that's where we are right now, Lindsay.
And today, President Biden said it's up to Ukraine if they should cede any territory in diplomatic talks with Russia. Is Ukraine now entering diplomatic talks with more leverage than expected at this point?
I think they are entering diplomatic talks with more leverage. However, it's not clear yet that the Russians are serious about diplomatic talks. The Russians have been going through the motions. There have been some discussions. There have even been an exchange of ideas and even papers. But until President Putin gives them the go-ahead, until President Putin realizes that what you just said, that he's losing on the ground. His economy is headed for tatters. His people are angry at their sons and daughters and fathers and sons coming back dead. 15,000 Russian soldiers coming back dead. President Putin has a big problem on his hand, and he can, at that point, when he realizes that, he can turn to negotiations. He's not there yet. The Ukrainians have been eager to have this conversation, and the Ukrainians know that they are winning on the battlefield in that they're holding the Russians off. You made exactly the right point. I'm sure the Russian generals told President Putin they'd be in Kyiv in 3 days. Well, you're right. Here's a month later. Here's 29 days later, and they're being pushed back away from Kyiv. So the momentum is with the Ukrainians.
But I'm curious, based on something you just said, that you said that Putin is not there yet, as far as really willing to negotiate or potentially even throw in the towel and concede in some way. If you could guesstimate, some people have suggested this is going to drag on for several more months. Is that your thinking as well?
So it could go short, Lindsay. It could go long. If it goes short, if he decides, I'm not looking for him. I don't think people are looking for him to throw in the towel. He will look to try to get something out of these negotiations after he realizes that the military effort is not going well, and is not going to get him what he wants. So he's not going to throw in the towel. He'll try to get something out of the negotiations, and that could be, yes, that could be a month or two. However, there could be a longer scenario, a sadder, grimmer, bloodier, longer scenario where he doesn't win, Ukrainians don't win, they keep grinding down in both directions. The Ukrainians, as I said, will continue to resist, and they will eventually, over the long term, prevail. The question is, how many Ukrainians will have to die?
Right. And Ambassador, I know you can't speculate on the current president's schedule, but you were ambassador in Ukraine when George W. Bush visited and met with the president there at the time in 2008. What type of message would it send, even a brief visit by President Biden across the border into Ukraine, to Ukrainians?
So, Lindsay, you're exactly right. The last time a sitting president was in Kyiv, you're showing it, is in 2008. I was there, and I saw that toast. And it does mean a lot. There's nothing more important. There's no stronger message that a U.S. president or any leader can give than to show up and demonstrate that support. So President Biden is going to be in Poland this weekend, and he has the opportunity to see refugees and meet refugees. He also has the opportunity to congratulate and thank and give credit to the Polish people who are welcoming all these Ukrainians in incredible numbers. But if President Biden were to do something similar to what Secretary of State Blinken did, and that is enter into Ukraine, that would send a strong message.
Ambassador Taylor, we thank you, as always, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.